Hello. In a world where Twitter is no longer Twitter and it's now X, you can count on us to remain the same. Welcome to Ways of Old, hosted by the Rolling Nomads. We appreciate you for being here. How have you been? Um, I have no announcements, nothing to spread. No. Oh God, what have I done? Oh God, everything's bad already. We're starting off great. Um, yeah, let's jump into meeting our heroes, shall we?
Hi everyone, I'm Luna, or Druid by Night. You can find me at Druid by Night on Twitch and X, I guess. And I am playing the mage Cersei.
Hello. Oh, my camera's here now. Hello, everybody. I am the Azure Butterfly, Azure for short, or simply Rachel, Faye Butterfly on the internet. You can find me over at the AzureButterfly.tv and the Azure Butter One and all the social medias. I am playing Ingrid of Sintra, the Bear Witcher.
We can all be found on X because
Ew.
I'm not going to say X.
you gotta. That's what it is now.
It's the law,
Mm.
the muskrat law.
The
Muskrat
muskrat.
is going through his scene teen phase.
He already did that. He was in the pictures. Okay, we can't do this. Um, I will. We're gonna jump into today's episode. We're gonna ignore society today, and jump into Ways of Old. Before we jump right into it, however, Ingrid, if you'd kindly give a recap of our previous events.
To start it all off, I would like to channel one of my favorite storytellers, aside from you, Ramos, and begin it with fire. The room engulfed in flames. Nyoka, armless, grasped by Renwick. Cersei witnessing from the open door. Ingrid horrified to see another friend falling. Both Ingrid and Cersei simultaneously deciding, fuck this shit, we're out. Um, Ingrid managed to impale Renwick to the wall with her sword, managing to grab Nyoka, while Cersei instructed is not the right word, but it's the one I'm going to go with. Vesemir to assist us.
Moore did that on his own.
Uh, that's fair. Um, but you got the ball rolling with that, though. So Vesemir charged in and told us to run, which we did, to Nyoka's despair, apparently. We managed to escape to at least the room, into the out of the fire and into the out of the frying pan and into the fire, though, as one is to say. Vizima was being sacked. Nilfgaard was invading. The vampires at the party going having free reign at the guests that remained, with Nyoka in hand. Ingrid and Cersei made their way over to Triss, who, thanks to some wonderful, oh God, what's the word? Convincing. Cersei managed to convince Triss to open a portal for us to get closer to her shop, which we did. Cersei wishing for Triss to join us, only for that to be refused. Her not wanting to leave Vesemir behind to die. Having gone through the portal, it was up to Ingrid and Cersei to secure the horses and anything from her shop that they wished, while the battle had just begun. If you could even call it a battle.
Second.
Yes, that's very true. Um, I do remember that Cersei got ambushed while trying to collect her things by an assassin. That was a Nilfgaardian assassin, right?
He's a punk bitch, is what he was.
He was indeed both of those things, yes.
Cersei promptly dispatching him in a pretty eloquent way of exsanguinating him?
Desiccating.
Desiccating. That was
The opposite of hydrating.
how to dehydrate your assassin. With Ingrid coming in to know what would happen. It was Ingrid went to go check on the blacksmith while that was happening, only to find that it was the shop was destroyed, and the blacksmith himself was dead, right?
He
He's
was
medical.
found crushed beneath his home, yes.
You know, you could have just
Rough.
said yes. You could have just said yes, Ramos.
Details are important.
Yeah.
You know that's fair. Details are important. Just as the detail of us finally, when we got everything that we no, details are important, especially the details of what we're taking with us, right, Ramos?
Much as we could, much as I
as
could.
yes, as much as we could. We were all kind of pitching in with carrying stuff. I think I would feel, considering it was like 5 bags worth of stuff, all loaded into a cart that was tied up to 2 of our horses, one of them being sorry about that, one of them being pretty good, and the other being Nyoka's horse.
Yes.
It's canon. And then us packing up the wagon and galloping at high speeds, or as high as safely possible, to the western gate. Well, northwestern gate. Dodging carnage and battle along the way. Almost passing by a lost child in the street, one that Cersei recognized. Cersei, what did you do?
I somehow managed to yell above the chaos and point her out to her family just for her father to die right in front of
Right.
her. Which is
Death
very
is
cool.
inevitable. I hope she escaped. I really hope she escaped, Ramos.
Probably didn't.
I really hope we're gonna see her again. And
Probably not.
Please continue.
We made our way. We got to the exit, meshing in line with what is happening with my camera, meshing in line with everybody else, trying to escape, trying to flee the conflict. Ingrid driving, I almost said piloting, that's not the right word, driving the wagon while Cersei was in the back trying to tend to Nyoka as best as she could, trying to keep him alive as best as she could. On the road, we decided to take the more difficult path, cut through the forest to make it to Dorian, the neighboring town, in time to get Nyoka to a rather busy and bustling, not a hospital. It's just a, how would you describe it?
We can call it a hospital. A makeshift of the bit.
A hovel hospital. That was full to the brim. There was barely any space. But we managed to get a bed for Nyoka, who began his recovery while Cersei and Ingrid made themselves useful. Cersei doing healing, Ingrid doing a lot of manual labor. There's a lot that happened. It's a very big episode. And then Ingrid checking on Nyoka that one night. He woke up for a split second, grabbing Ingrid by the collar, pulling her close, and demanding to know if we had killed Renwick before leaving. Only for Ingrid to sadly respond no, that we were unable to, or that we don't know. The night is troubling for both Ingrid and Cersei, having survived and witnessing what they had witnessed and lost what they had lost. Only for them to find out on a day that they were trying to decide what to do next that during his recovery, Nyoka had decided to leave. Don't know when. Don't know how. Yeah, jinx. But just be gone. Leaving behind a note with a simple phrase. Finish it. And I believe that's where we left off.
That is indeed where we left off. We pick up exactly where we left off. We found the note. The day is yours, ladies.
I believe the last person to have the note was Cersei, who had crumpled it in her hand.
Yeah, Cersei looks mad.
I would say Ingrid looks distressed, distraught, guilty, even.
After an uncomfortable pause, Cersei would just look up at Ingrid straight in the eyes and say, well, he made his choice. We have to make ours.
You're right. He couldn't let this go. But we can't survive if we go back and try anything.
No.
I just hope he won't do the stupid thing and try to fight again. Until he fully recovers. But yes, we should probably go. Though the wagon we have now, we should probably look to getting it fixed up.
Right.
Before
and
we
you
go.
need armor.
Oh, and it's at that moment, days later, that she
Many days
realizes
later.
that she's still using the tattered remains of the once very beautiful dress as her only set of clothes.
Yes. And I need time to really recover before we head out.
Ingrid places a hand on Cersei's shoulder. She says, I understand. And you know I'm here if you need to talk about anything.
I know. She forces a smile.
Ingrid does the same. Terminator smile. But do what you
Well,
need to do. You know yourself best.
right. What are you gonna do first?
Get armor and then look to procure our wagon situation to see what can be done to make it more livable, given that we might be here or be using it for a while yet.
Right. How about this? I'll finish my errands. You finish your armor. we'll meet back here and do the wagon together.
Very good. That sounds well to me. She still looks. Ingrid looks like she's trying to put on a tough face at this point.
Cersei probably notices that, but doesn't say anything.
Very fair.
So, storyteller, is there a bathhouse in this city?
Is there a bathhouse in Dorian? I would say yes. It's not large and lavish like you would hope, but it does indeed exist.
That's where I'm going. We
On
get
your
our
way.
luck back, too.
Oh shit. That's important.
You were saying?
You do indeed get luck back this session. So you go on your way, Cersei. Ingrid, you are not following?
Up to you.
You know what? Sure. It's been a battle and then days. So that's probably a good idea.
Indeed it has. You arrive. It's a simple facility. There are a number of private spaces, as well as a shared hall, one of the inbuilt bath areas, rather than just the metal tub in the center of the room.
Is this a...
I'd pay for a private room.
Same with
We could share a private room.
Okay.
Yeah.
Works for me.
That is going to set you back a little bit of Redanian crown. As I pull that up, I'm assuming...
Watch. He's gonna nickel and dime the crap out of us this entire session.
Bet your ass.
Oh no.
If this is the shopping episode, this is the action, baby.
Oh my god.
All right. Did you grab? I'm assuming you guys went back to the wagon and grabbed things to change into,
Yeah.
rather than just jumping back into the dirty clothes that you have.
God no.
Ingrid has no choice.
That sucks, dude.
Rough. You can of course arrange. This will be an extra fee, but they're in this facility. Think less Roman bathhouse, more. This is gonna give no real frame of reference, but it's just more medieval. You've played the games. It's the metal or the wooden bathtub in the center of the room. You can also pay for a service where someone helps bathe you, as well, because this is essentially a cleaning facility for people and for things. You can have your clothing washed in the time. It will not be dry by the time that you are complete, unless you soak for a very long time. But they can wash your tattered clothing.
Considering the fact that it probably that once beautiful dress is probably rank as hell at this point. Ingrid will in fact pay just a little bit more just to get it cleaned up. Even if it's not in the best shape, it now holds both a positive memory and a trauma. So that's good.
That's crazy. Cersei cut off not only is Cersei's lovely dress, once lovely dress, tattered, but one of the sleeves is missing. She doesn't care.
Oh, right. You could always cut off the other sleeve and go sleeveless.
Eh. Eh.
It's what the kids are doing these days.
Eh.
The place you guys are at, essentially, is a hostel. They'll ask if you are requiring a room as well.
What do you think?
They had rooms?
Oh yeah, I thought all of the rooms were full. That's why I slept in the wagon.
Most of the rooms have been filled, yes. People are, much like you guys are, not inclined to stay in Dorian.
do we want to stay another day,
We could leave it
or do we
dawn.
want to leave it dawn? Then yes, let's get a room, but only one, so that it's safer.
Would you like your clothing tended to?
Oh, mine, yes.
Not mine.
Not yours? Okay.
Mine.
Understood. So,
Cersei pays for the bath. Ingrid will pay for the clothes cleaning since it's her clothes, and the room.
The room. I got it. Yep.
so this will be. Do we have any debate, any haggling to be done here for the bath and room?
There's so much energy right now.
That was the look of a storyteller that wants us to haggle.
Like, try it, bitch.
At your
Do you
at your
think
current,
Ingrid haggles? That's gonna be up to Cersei.
at your current, the bath in the room will be. Let's see, 32, 48 crown. The inn and the two baths, the average room, and the two baths, as well as some of the the clothing being taken care of. It's going to add another 4 crown on top of that, so that'll be what 50, 52. Is my math right?
Cersei is paying for the bath. I'm paying for the room and the clothes.
Yeah, so what's the tub? The tub's the
Total for tub is 32 for the both of you.
sweet.
Okay. Easy enough.
And then the rest will be the room and clothing. So that's 20, 22. 20. 20.
$22 or 20?
20.
Cool.
After a bit of time, you are both bathed, taken care of. You have your own clothing. As I said, the Ingrid, your clothing will not be dry by the time you are done, unless you soak for an incredibly long time.
She's not going to soak for that long. She's going to get herself clean. This is a very mechanical process for her right now.
Understood.
I am trying to recover all my stamina, so however long that takes.
How much stamina do you need?
Actually, not a lot. What's 40? Hold on, pause.
Pause
8.
for the stamina.
Just 8.
8. You'll need to make a roll here. Well, actually, I believe Ingrid will need to make a roll, as it's part of the first aid process.
Got you. Can I recover stamina too, actually? I'm just looking at my pool now.
Essentially, you guys would need to make some first aid checks on one another. Let me check right quick.
Yeah, I thought recovering stamina was like a downtime action.
Mm-hmm.
Taking a recover action
Yes.
restores as much stamina as your recovery stat. So
Wow, my recovery is
action-
exactly what I need.
What's up?
There's so many things to look through. A recover action. Actually, so the fun thing about this is not a downtime action. You could technically do this in combat if you were to kind of take a step away and just like, I guess, breathe deep.
Like the SpongeBob meme?
Kind of, yeah.
Oh.
By taking a recovery action, taking a turn to catch your breath, you gain back an amount of stamina equal to your recovery stat. So you actually won't need one another. That's just recovering health. Who is still missing health? Is anyone still missing health?
I'm actually at full health.
Excellent. So taking a turn to catch your breath, you gain back an amount of stamina equal to your recovery stat. So with that having been a couple days, I'm sure you've taken a moment to breathe at this point after after arriving in Dorian at the very least. You may refill your guys' stamina.
Yay! I
Excellent.
also realized that it was very easy for me to recover my health points in the last session. Maybe Nyoko was right. Maybe we could have killed Renwick.
Nope.
Health points are a little bit more difficult, so you will need to have someone take a first aid. So I don't believe you should be at full health unless someone has cast. Well, Cersei, I believe, cast healing hands.
Yeah, I don't know. I just recovered as many health as you told me to, which just happened to put me at full.
Then you should be good.
Okay. So let's say probably once Ingrid has cleaned herself, I would say it's probably in silence, and at least in that moment, she's going to, and obviously help Cersei wash her back if needed. But she's going to stand. She's going to say, I think I'm going to go get my armor and start on this. Are you all right?
Yes, I'll be fine. I'll meet you, hospital?
Hospital. And then she's going to towel herself and then walk out and then get her clothes and stuff and then depart.
Toweling yourself down to get into wet clothing, absolutely perfectly fine. You do this. There is a hubbub as you exit Ingrid.
Oh boy. What are they saying? What's going on?
There is a caravan of 3 wagons that have arrived in town. They seem to be merchants of some sort. They are. Dorian's township has been solemn, as most of them are refugees that are out and about at this point. Dorian's citizens are also feeling solemn as well, having to take in these strangers, their neighbors, let's call them. But there is a joyous, raucous noise coming from outside of the inn. There's announcements. There are people. It's like people have rolled into town to bring some joy, it seems.
Ingrid's going to she's gonna take it. She's gonna take in what she can see while she's moving, but she's got purpose right now.
Mm-hmm.
So she's going to find the nearest place where she feasibly thinks she can get armor
Mm-hmm.
in this place.
They begin to walk down the road, and you can hear a voice calling from one of the carts, standing on top of what looks like a turned over crate, and says, "Dear Dorian, tragedy is not your only virtue here. You have stand to gain profit, both in coin and in item. Come one, come all."
Oh God, they got snake oil salesmen here already. Ingrid's gonna look in their direction. What's going on?
"You, sir," points to one of the, very clearly a farmer. "You have need of defending your home, correct? You have need of defending your wife, your children, now that Nilfgaard has finally laid siege to your eastern neighbors. Well, what better can I offer you than this?" He pulls a sword. Very clearly Nilfgaardian make. Hands it to the farmer and says, "What better way to defend your home than using the enemy's own steel? No cost to your country, no cost to your neighbor, simply a cost out of your own coin purse. And to drive the steel through a Nilfgaardian soldier's neck with his own blade? Nothing better, I can tell you that, sir." He continues this
Ingrid sees the
shield.
weapon. She's gonna step. Screw it. She's stepping closer, and she's gonna try to like inspect the weapon as best as she can from her positioning. Um, is this guy looting battlefields?
Let's have a roll. With this, I think. Let's get weird. Let's have some fun with this.
Let's get weird.
Let's call this your. Let's call this your swordsmanship skill.
Okay, so that's reflexes. Would it be intelligence and swordsmanship?
Yeah, we're gonna get weird. Let's call it intelligence and swordsmanship.
I love
Okay.
that.
So that's 7 plus 8, 15, I think. And then 22.
22. It does appear freshly polished. It does appear freshly cleaned. However, you can tell that there's no mark of being freshly sharpened. It does appear to be blunted in some areas. This has been used recently.
She's gonna speak up. Sorry, my camera is being weird and freezing occasionally, and then refreshing. I need to figure this out at some point, and I will get on that. She's gonna say out loud, "Those weapons. Did you take them from battlefields? Did you take them? Were you profiting on other people's suffering?"
He turns towards you as another of the members of the crowd look toward you as well. He gives a deep bow and says, "But of course, my dear, not the suffering of my neighbors, not the suffering of my loved ones, the suffering of these good people, the suffering of Nilfgaardian soldiers. Why should their steel return to their home? Why should their armor be left to be buried with their dead? No, we can make better use of it here in defense. Don't you agree?"
I only mean that you're giving shoddy quality. You did not even sharpen the blade. Are you expecting that to be a part of the price?
No, of course not. That is a separate price, as done by my wife.
I'm sorry, I don't know why that sent me. Interesting. Would you happen to have armor?
I would. Are you looking for something for your husband, my dear?
Wolf.
She pulls out her great sword. Her steel one, her Ursine steel one.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, "Do I look like I'm shopping for a husband?" That sounded different than I anticipated.
Well, no one could blame you if you could. There are widows of all kinds running around nowadays. But please, step on up. My name is Thalan Vanidos. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. You can see
I am not
people
sure
are-
it is to make yours, but we shall. We are here. She sheathes her blade. And she still is, yeah, wet dress, but she still is also like fully strapped with her Witcher gear.
He steps down from the crate. Dwarf looks up at you and now having introduced himself as Thaland, I'll throw his name in OC chat for y'all. He looks.
What does
up
he
at
look like,
you.
Ramos?
He is a tan-skinned dwarf, skin worn by the sun. He has a balding head, so he's got the ring of hair, a big poofy brown-haired beard, with splotches of gray. He himself is not wearing armor. He is wearing a aged silk shirt with some leather breeches and some small boots.
Noted.
He looks up to you and says, he kind of signals, snaps, and Another dwarf takes his place. Uh, Smaller beard, or rather shorter beard, I should say. Um, Longer, more full head of hair, red in color, and wearing a very pretty gown.
It is a pleasure to meet you. I am Ingrid of Sintra.
Ingrid of Sintra. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. You were looking for armor, you say?
Correct. The armor that I was wearing, uh, I believe, is now burned beyond repair.
I'm very sorry to hear it. But you're in luck. We have quite a selection in our stalls, if you'd like. He walks you back to the second cart.
Okay. Ingrid will follow. Please don't stab me in an alley.
As you walk back to the second cart, you can see a plethora of loose armor. Some are assembled in a set and kind of pinned to the wall using sort of these wooden little spokes that have been used to hang these things. On these along this cart, you can see a number of things. You can see leather hoods, armored hoods, as well as your preferred use of a double woven gambeson. As well, you can see things from far off, Skellige helmets, as well as Nilfgaardian armor as well.
Interesting. You said I see the Nilfgaardian armor, but here's my question: do I see Temerian? Do I see any of the Temerian lilies?
I don't believe you see any Temerian lilies. Let's have an awareness roll.
Oh, that's a 2. 15.
15. With a 15, I would say there is no clear markings, no lilies present, but there is familiar make and shape.
Interesting. You said he had Skellige armor?
They do.
Very cool. We talking full set?
Looks like it.
Interesting. She's gonna go up to the Skellige armor and say, "How much?"
Well, depends on what you're looking for. Depends on what exactly you're looking for. The full make of all of this. The helmet is going to cost you. Well,
No helmet.
No helmet.
No
A
helmet.
brave woman indeed.
She's gonna kind of just. Oh, jeez.
Maybe it's time.
My cam
to
keeps
put a new
frozen.
route in your
Freezing.
routine.
Frozen.
Frozen.
Freezing. Frozen.
There was so much sound that just happened. There was no helmet. That was so weird. With no helmet, the torso armor itself is going to cost you 750 crowns, as well as the leg armor is going to be another 650 crowns.
Okay, I want to expect. Jesus Christ. Okay, I want to inspect this armor. I want to make sure it's actually good quality. I want to make sure there's nothing like messed up or broken about it that I didn't see before.
Of course.
Are they going to let me look at the armor?
Oh, of course. He urges you to take up. He in fact urges you to check out the helmet as well. You might be brave, but you're not immune to the cut of a sword or the pierce of an arrow.
I don't want to weigh myself down too much.
Interesting. Um,
Interesting. Is
Don't
it?
you interesting me?
so with that, I'd like you to. I'd like you to.
You don't want to see this pretty face?
I'd like you to roll. If you're just inspecting the armor itself and you're just looking for the quality.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is interesting. Okay. Roll crafting.
Crafting. That sounds like a Kraft mac and cheese ad.
It sounds like I have a stutter, but let's do that.
So my craft is 3. And my crafting is 0. So
Perfect.
I think I felt rolling first aid.
dice gods, here we go. That 10?
10.
Hold on. No. That's I rolled a 10.
Gotcha.
Hold on. 5, so that's 15.
That's 18.
18.
It looks good. It's repaired. It's it's not the prettiest set. But it is functional, and it has been scraped of any markings or anything that might signify that it is from any kingdom of such. But you can very clearly see it is Skelligan armor.
So knowing that it was been scraped of any markings does kind of like put the pin in the crap. It confirms that what Ingrid had suspected before, which is that the Temerian make armor from earlier was probably taken from the battlefields as well. She's no word to argue, but she's no. Well, I should say she's no word. She's in no mind to argue the Temerian armor, but she is going to argue the condition of this armor. She's going to point out every remaining blemish to the armor, every remaining ding to the armor and stuff, in an attempt to actually try to haggle with this a little bit.
Oh, interesting. Let's have well, you point out these dings, these frustrations. He says, well, if you're dissatisfied, you can take a look around in the rest of the card if you'd like. If you would like us to take a look at this and pop out any of these blemishes, you simply can for a smaller fee. Reduced even for your comfort in these trying times.
These trying times. Can I offer you an egg in these trying times? How much are we talking? How much are you reducing this cost, storyteller?
The blemishes you point out. Let's have another roll from you if you can. You have an 18 on your roll. So this will deal with the DC of this. Let's have your choice of either. I'm gonna give you a choice of a number of things: intelligence, business, intelligence, streetwise, empathy, persuasion.
Let's go with empathy and persuasion, because I actually have points in those, because I'm 0 in business and 0 in streetwise.
3 in business. Wow, I should be here.
Yeah, you should be here.
That's crazy.
You're the one that told us to split up, so
Well,
here I am spending money.
Here we are.
God.
While you're doing this, hold on to your roll as well whenever you have it. Cersei, all of this is going down while you are after you've soaked, after you've dried off and returned to a new set of clothing. You grabbed a number of things from your your store, the Fox and the Crow. You have clothing. What does the world see when they look at Cersei now?
Cersei has a very set of practical clothing in her go bag. She comes out wearing black pants, tightly fitted, black boots reaching up to her knees with heels. Not gonna be caught without heels. A red blouse and a simple black corset, underbust corset over it.
Excellent.
I love the outfit.
It's good. As you are now ready to be viewed by the world, what are you up to in this moment while Ingrid is haggling?
I think Cersei would take time to do her makeup to be a little more presentable. Nothing crazy, just something quick. I think she would take time to take in the fact that she's now clean and that it almost feels normal, but it's not. And if I'm in the room, is there a window in the room? Like the sleeping room?
There is. If
Do I
you'd
see
like
what's
to
going
open
on?
the wooden shutters, you absolutely may, and peek
Do I see
outside.
do I see what's going on with the caravan?
Well, you certainly hear it first. And as
Oh,
you open the window, you can see in this moment, after the huddle has died down a bit, you can see Ingrid standing with a dwarf inspecting some armor.
Cersei gets an idea. She looks in the more expensive items she has in her little bag, her little satchel. And she wants to sell off some things that she's not gonna need.
I see. Very interesting indeed.
So she'll make her way to that caravan.
Understood. Your wagon is still parked by the hospice, or did you move it to closer to the inn?
Move it closer.
Understood. So, we'll say the wagon is by the stabling. This is a bit retroactive, and I am going to nickel and dime the shit out of you guys.
Great.
Stabling is another cost entirely.
Okay, how much?
Luna, how much gold do you have?
300 something? That's why I'm selling
Okay.
shit. I have a $500 or crown focus in my bag that I don't need.
I was about to say, and I'm so sorry, but I was about to say, do you even use your current focus?
Yes, I do!
Stabling.
I have like 2,380 left over,
Okay.
I think, somewhere in that ballpark, which is why I'm trying to. Am I wrong, Cyrus?
Stabling is going to cost you only 2 crowns per night.
Okay, that's fine. 2 crowns, I got it.
So with the
That's cheap.
with the 2 horses, there'll be 4 crowns.
I thought Nyoka stole Nyoka's horse. We have one now.
Correct. Nyoka did steal Nyoka's horse.
So how many? How much in total?
2 crowns.
Yay. Okay. 352, that's what I have.
Okay.
So you head downstairs, Cersei.
Mm-hmm.
In this moment, you exit the inn. Ingrid, as you are inspecting, what is the result of your roll?
23.
23. He looks over the armor and says, well, it's not nearly as damaged as you'd like to claim, madam, but I can see that you have a sharp eye and a skilled warrior indeed. I'm willing to reduce this, yes. We'll say of the torso armor, the heavy plate, we will call that, we'll say, reduction of 20 crowns. Is that favorable?
Wow, that is not as much of a drop in price as I was hoping, storyteller, but let's see. Uh, am I gonna do this? Am I gonna do the Geralt of Rivia thing?
Oh my
Or am I
god.
just gonna do the Witcher thing?
As well as 20 crowns off of the leg armor. I'm a generous man.
Generous, you say? Maybe, oh, maybe you could equip for a further discount of those who have been trying to actively fight against Nilfgaard.
I'm afraid I don't understand your. I don't take your meaning, madam.
I don't know how to be clear. I'm fighting against Nilfgaard. I am I have been actively fighting. I have been in both. She looks, Ingrid is starting to look, she doesn't do this usually. She is looking flustered. Her face is a little red. Um,
You have to understand.
Axie.
Axie.
Christ!
Uh,
I'm coming!
using Axie for persuasion.
Okay.
As a reminder, a glow around your hand, a glow around the crown of his head. This will be very clearly seen as magical casting, and he is not alone. As he said, his wife is up now, speaking to the crowd. There is a crowd, and then there is the third card that has not been revealed its contents yet.
I'm walking with purpose.
Walking with purpose.
Cersei, I say you get there right when the Axie is cast. So,
Oh my god.
Ingrid, Axie of Persuasion is detailed in our Common Rules document for your ease of use.
I appreciate you for doing that for me. What page?
Control F Axie. I can only do so much, guys. I can only give you so much.
Hey, I
You
use
you you,
Control F.
you didn't make a little table of contents. You can do that in this.
No. It's under Witcher Science Niche Rules. It's on page.
I found it.
I actually don't know what page this is. Page 4.
It is page four. Yes, I did find
so
it.
roll spellcasting instead of persuasion. And I will roll resist magic.
Good golly.
Oh my god. So 9 plus 8. Thank God my spellcasting's fucking high. So that's 17 plus 26.
26.
This is not a violent act. This is just Ingrid getting frustrated and doing what she knows how to do.
Indeed.
This is a form of persuasion. This is a form of haggling.
Uh-huh.
Don't look at me like that. I'm trying to save us. Azure is trying to save us some crowns so that we can have enough for a nice cart.
Semantic Serenus.
Exactly. Thank you.
Right. Cersei, you enter as soon as the Axie's cast, as the words have been spoken.
I would honestly say that if you approach, he's gonna look at you like a shocked puppy, and like almost like she got caught with her hand in a cookie jar.
Oh my god. What do you...
Trying to get a good deal.
Mm-hmm.
He looks up at you and says, "You know," it looks at Cersei as you guys kind of make eye contact and says, apologies, madam. I suppose that I could grant an even greater discount if it is in defense of your home and defense of your lovely wife here.
Yes. It would be.
Let's say 50 off each of the armor pieces. 600 for the legs, 600 or 700 for the torso, and I am losing money at this point.
Funny you mentioned that, dear merchant. I have things to sell if you're interested. Magical items.
Oh, I'm always interested in magical items, you say, my dear. You have my attention.
I will produce the 3 simple
Not quite
amulets. Okay.
One at a time. Do we have a deal, madam? He reaches his hand up to you, Ingrid.
She's gonna look at Cersei now that Cersei is here. Cersei is the business sense of the group. So, Jesus, come on, camera.
She'll analyze the situation very quickly and notice that you did Axie and just be like, yeah.
Okay, she will take. It's a firm grip, and she even when she's trying to be gentle with it, so she is shaking the hand.
He is raucous and joyous as he shakes your hand. Excellent. It's yours, and we certainly may add a polish if you'd like for another small fee. It's entirely up to you. You must speak with my wife after she's done attending to the crowd. A weapon, perhaps, to match your new accoutrement.
I have two. She pulls out her Ursine steel sword and her now Viper silver sword.
Well,
I am fine. Thank you. Thank you though. And she's gonna look over to Cersei and she's gonna mouth, "Thank you."
So go ahead and deduct, as this transaction is not quite done. 1,300 crowns is quite a lot of money. If you are attempting to deceive and to keep some of that to yourself, because it's essentially just pouches, and it would take some time to count out. It's entirely up to you.
Ingrid's not gonna like. She already kind of felt bad about the Axie, especially with the hand and cookie jar vibe going on with that. I don't think she's gonna be one to lie about the amount that she's giving. So yeah, it's gonna be the 1,300, unless Cersei does something.
Nope, just trying to sell some stuff off.
Excellent. Deduct 1,300 crowns from your bag.
I'm starting to regret giving that one family in need trying to flee war the 1,000 crowns.
The one of the many families that came to you.
The one of the many, yeah.
Interesting.
To be fair, when you said that at first, I thought you meant like they were all coming at the same time, and I was like dishing out 1,000 crowns amongst them all. But one family got really lucky.
Yeah, I mean, lucky their helms are burned.
They got 1,000 crowns and a silver dagger, though.
You sound like an insurance company. So, 1,300 crowns deducted from you, Ingrid. He now turns to you, gives a deep bow to you, Cersei, and says, "I've been speaking with your wife for some length now." He gives a bow and says, "Thaland Valinidus. Pleasure to make your acquaintance."
Cersei will daintily extend her hand. Cersei Aveline,
Takes your
businesswoman.
hand. And very inappropriate in society. You were supposed to just kind of hover over the fingers. He gives your fingers a full-on, like, dwarven wet kiss. It's very uncomfortable.
Oh, God.
And he releases it with a smile and says, "You said you might have some items for me, miss."
I do. Are you interested in... And she'll kind of, she'll pull out 3 simple amulets. Magical focuses. Straight from Aretusa.
From Aretusa. Haven't been that way in some time, and if I'm being honest, I'm not sure I have much need for them.
Well, it's... To be honest, we came from Vizima. I had a shop where I was selling these. I'm not the only mage who procures their services and their magical goods. I'm sure you'd meet one on the road in these times.
These trying times.
These trying times, yes.
I will say, while Cersei is talking to them, Ingrid is pulling the dress off, and she is starting to get herself put into the new armor.
Excellent. The Thuned snaps his fingers twice. The third cart the doors fly open, and another third dwarf, very similar looking to Thuned, a shorter beard and more hair, steps out and begins to count out, or has begun to head over and count out your coin. But then instead, seeing that you are disrobing in public, he kind of grabs your hand silently and begins to pull you toward the third cart.
Ingrid looks confused as heck, but will let herself be pulled in that moment.
Wordlessly, he pulls you to the third cart and provides sort of a cover, if you will.
I don't know why this was needed, but thank you.
For your notes and for your sheet, Ingrid, Skelligan armor is not a full set in the books, but for the time for the notes, you are looking at Hindersfall Heavy Chassis and Hindersfall's Heavy Armor, which is found in the book on the core book on page, I want to say, not 88. Okay.
You don't know everything, Ramos?
No.
That's crazy.
79 and page 80. It is under Heavy Armor. It is the one with the 25 SP stopping power.
Oh shit, that's better than the armor that I had before. That's good.
Upgrades.
This is under heavy armor. Oh, I'm looking at light armor. What am I doing?
So check. It's the heavy armor for torso, Hindersfall heavy armor, and the leg armor is Hindersfall heavy chassis. So go ahead and get that transferred over to your sheet.
Will do. On it.
And take note of the EV for your deduction for your reflex and stuff, or it might be auto calculated by our sheets. It's entirely. I'll check. Don't worry about it.
Is that EV is encumbrance value, right?
Yes.
Okay. There's a place for it on the thing, so hopefully.
Yeah, throw that into the sheet for the EV, and then it may. I'll double check the sheets to see if it's auto calculated for combat purposes for the reflex stuff. But Cersei, you were saying amulets are
Amulets. Artusa. Yes. It's like I was saying. I'm not the only mage who's going to be traveling during war, attempting to either get to safety, defend themselves, or continue selling their services. I'm sure you're likely to find many on the road. More than just me.
To say that I will find many a mage on the road is a gross overstatement, my dear.
More than me.
Your kind tend to be in the courts of nobles who can afford these things for them. And as much as I am a businessman and dapperly dressed, I don't find myself in the courts of nobles quite often as I would like.
Well, I wasn't in the court of a noble, like I was saying. There are hedge mages, hedge witches, trying to serve the common folk more than the nobles. We exist.
I don't doubt that you do, dear. However, unless you can point out a customer base, you're leaving this much to chance. I'm afraid that I don't operate on chance. I operate on coin.
I assume I'm not that far away, right?
You're a cart back, still getting dressed.
I'm gonna poke my head out. I'm gonna make sure. I'm gonna wave Cersei down, and be like, I can. If you want me to.
There's also the I have the simple ones for the potential students, graduates coming from these magical schools. Because of war, these girls may not be able to make it, but they at least need a chance to focus their chaos.
Give me a persuasion roll, Cersei. Or if you would like, offer you the same choice that I offered Ingrid. Either empathy, persuasion, intelligence and business, or intelligence streetwise.
Ooh. Oh, they're the same. Okay, I'll do, since it's the same, do intelligence business.
Hey, look, the stat you put into is paying off again.
That's crazy. 18.
18. He says, "Are you from Artusa, miss?"
Raise an eyebrow. I am.
How many businessmen and merchants would you say find their way to the school of sorceresses?
Well, I don't know. I was too busy studying.
Could be a ripe new business opportunity if I have the right wares.
Mm-hmm. My
Or
thoughts exactly.
How much are you hoping to procure for these items?
Well, because you are operating off of chance, and you've helped my wife so much with your discounts. These are normally worth 250 crown each, but I could do 200 each just for you. There's 3 of them.
Interesting. I'm gonna roll business for him.
That's lower than I was originally gonna go. Come on now.
It is.
That's like way lower than I was originally gonna go.
Be kind.
I am interested. And with the crown that your wife has paid, we certainly can deal in crown and coin here. However, might I offer a suggestion? Your wife has armor. Your wife has swords. I see no such things for you, however. Now, I understand mages tend to shy away from the heavier armor. We have some things, though, that you might be interested in. Something that will not display or hamper the need for your hand-waving for your spells. Would you be interested?
She'll look down for a moment and think about it, and then, sure, what do you have?
He walks over to the second cart once more and begins to show you a number of items. He shows you some of the lighter armors, as well as some of the items that would very clearly not hamper your ability to cast any spells or hexes. Shows you armored hoods, chain coils, stuff that is very clearly armor for the head, as well as Eridanian gambesons and the double-woven gambeson that you've seen Ingrid wear. Again, very clearly armor, as well as some leather breeches and leather trousers and things. Explaining that it's double padded. It doesn't poof out as much as the gambesons or the padded trousers themselves. All things that would provide a little more stopping power for you, Cersei, and not hinder your spells. However, it does kind of get in the way of your general look and vibe.
Sure does. Man.
Who needs armor if you're never going to get hit?
That's my philosophy. Stand in the back. Um, is there anything that goes under clothing, like a chain shirt?
You asked this?
I'm asking you. Sure.
He says, "You're not the kind to be seen in armor, are you?"
Not particularly.
It kind of would ruin the. I completely understand myself. It's a reason for this. When I am traveling, however, he goes to the front of the second card and pulls now a what looks like just a heavy cloak. Comes with a hood, and it looks just like cloth. Simple. He takes a dagger from his belt and stabs into the cloak. It slides right off.
Ooh.
I myself am a like to think of myself as a fashionable human or dwarf. I would recommend something like this. I do have a spare that is not quite so worn. If you're interested,
How much?
these are dwarven cloaks. These are of dwarven make. These are specially crafted by my people. As you can understand, there's a significant cultural experience that I'm selling here, not just a piece of clothing or a garment. The standard price is 1,400 crowns.
Interesting. Wow.
Steal it. Let's just steal it.
With the trade, however,
Yes.
with the interest of your amulets, your focuses. You're looking to sell 2 of these?
3, all 3.
All 3. And what is the price? We're hoping. Let's not talk bargains quite yet, dear. What are you hoping to get for these?
Well, like I said, they're normally worth 250 crown. However, I was hoping for 230 each, but I did say 200 because he was so helpful.
He closes one eye and kind of does some mental math. As I calculate, because I'm not doing mental math.
Is he within axie range?
Oh my goodness.
Yes, but you are also in range and in sight of the individual who is mute.
Hey, what's that?
Look over there.
What do you want to do, Ingrid?
It's okay. I got it.
I'll trust her.
690 crowns for these focuses. Let's say 700 crowns, rounding up. I'll pay you 700 crowns for the focus. For these focuses? Foci?
Focuses, probably.
So, and if you are interested in the cloak itself, we'll just reduce that in the price that you would pay for that. 700 crowns for the cloak, plus the focuses.
You hear, oh! What about this? And she is going to, would you say that she's put on her armor at this point?
It takes some time to don armor, especially heavy armor. So I would say no.
Okay.
15 minutes is usually the given.
She's going to toss the silver signet ring that she had in her her pack over to Cersei. Feel free to sell that.
I'll catch it. Well, if you're looking for a silver signet ring, as well. Pure silver.
Holds his hand out for the ring.
I'll give it to him.
Turns it in his hands, eyeing it up to the sun. 600 for the cloak. And the items aforementioned.
Yes. Ingrid, how much money do you have left?
1,080.
Interesting. I do not have 600 crowns. I'm not saying this out loud. I'm thinking.
You do have some items in your wagon that you can offer for trade as well.
I do. I don't want to seem desperate, though.
Hear me out. Axie.
There's people. No, I seem desperate. Hold on, I'm looking. Oh my god. I have 2 black magic dolls.
Remember,
I only need 1.
we also still need crown for the wagon.
I know. I'm trying not to die. Hmm.
I was gonna say this coming from the woman who just dropped 1,300 crowns.
Yeah. I gave 1,000 away to people.
Okay, I'll return the armor. I'll return the armor and I'll get something lighter.
No, you need the armor.
To be fair, I also did Axie.
Yes, you did. I am using my words, and Luna's not good with words.
I used my words. They were just
okay.
magically enhanced words.
She looks up and she thinks, and she says, I may have one more item you may be interested in.
I'm always interested in trade, my dear.
She'll pull out what looks like a doll. It's a normal doll. This is what is colloquially called a black magic doll.
Interesting.
Also used by mages. Typically more used with the hedge witches. But it is more typically used for baneful magic.
Baneful magic, you say? It sounds as if it shouldn't fall into the wrong hands.
Only with someone who's skilled enough to use it. A
How
rare
much?
item for the mages and hedge witches you may meet on the road. Well, it's usually okay. Luna, it's usually 500. How does
I tell him it's worth 700.
how does 500 crowns sound to start?
Perfectly fair and perfectly equal, I think. 100 crowns for the cloak, then.
Oh, easily done.
You know, I like the two of you. And even trade, then. No coin exchanged. Do we have a deal?
Well, if you're sure.
I am positive.
Shit, okay. And she'll extend her hand again.
Perfect. Cersei, I believe you have edit access to that document.
Mm-hmm.
If you'd kindly reduce the items that you have traded.
Okay.
The Dwarven Cloak is a part of the Elder Folk Armory in the core book. Should be, I want to say, on page 83. It is. Or no, it's sorry, it's on page 84.
84. Okay.
16 stopping power. It is no EV, no encumbrance value. Covers the head, torso, arms, and legs.
Wow.
Very
What page did you
neat.
say? 80 something?
Say again? This is 84.
What page? 84. Thank you.
So, if you are donning that, it's a simple cloak, and you can add stopping power 16 to your entire body.
Holy cow.
Okay.
16 stopping power? Luna, for reference, my stopping power for my armor that I was wearing before was 8.
Oh. I just haggled and spent a lot of items. I would hope this is good.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic.
I don't know how
Like
good this is.
my current SP is 25.
I don't know why you don't walk around with a helmet. I mean, I understand you gotta look like the hero, you gotta look like a cool unit, but your head's got 0 stopping
Your
power.
head. But your head. To be
Think you
fair,
can
you gotta
go.
roll
For-
high to aim for the head.
That's true.
Or it's random. Or if you don't
Or it's-
aim, you can just roll and
Let
actually
me-
hit the head.
Let me ask you this: how many Witchers have you seen wearing helmets?
You know, fair, I guess. Can start a trend, whatever. All right,
He said 16 in the whole body.
16 to the whole body.
Wonderful.
Excellent. Is there anything else you'd like to? The doll you had was in the bag, or did you have to walk to the wagon?
I'll pull out mine. They're the same thing. The one in the wagon is mine now.
Understood. Is there anything else you wish to relieve yourself of these travels? It is a quick ride that favors those that wish to stay alive.
Would you be in the business of wanting to purchase vampire teeth?
Jesus. Oh, we need those for things. Continue. I'm so sorry.
I have a vampire heart in my bag. It's okay.
Madam,
Okay.
I'm inclined to purchase anything rare and interesting that I can get my hands on.
Do we want to sell the vampire teeth, Cersei?
Don't you actually, out of character, don't you actually need vampire teeth for, like, potions and shit? Isn't that a thing? I'm looking right
can't-
now.
I can. I'm pretty sure I could make it, but that's also why I got. That's also, as a note, the vampire teeth that I picked up that I'm selling are from the Bruxa, not the high vampire head that I have in my fucking bag. So we have a high vampire. We have a high vampire
Okay.
fangs. We have a high vampire brain. We have, I guess,
Mini
high
teeth.
vampire skin.
Ew.
love it.
Yeah, okay. Great. Wonderful. You better...
No, I
Yeah.
put that in a cold storage box that we have.
The cold
Mhm.
storage
A
box.
cold storage box.
Yeah, you know, the ice box that we keep on the wagon.
Yep. The cooler.
The cooler.
I'm looking at my stuff
I
right
call
now.
it the chill zone.
Oh my god.
Well, while you guys decide if there is anything else you wish to purchase, we're going to take a brief intermission for Tech and Bio. We'll see you all very shortly. This is indeed the shopping episode, so this is not your bag. Sorry, but there's some weird shit we gotta attend to here. For those of you who are sticking around for the shopping episode, we really do appreciate you. As I'm sure this won't have lasting consequences, and these things won't matter. So
Shopping episodes can be fun.
indeed.
do you
We'll see
mean?
you all very, very soon. Stay tuned. Hello, I forgot to check if the mic is picking up my fan. I didn't check, and I'm sorry if you can. However, I'll mute myself when I'm not talking. Welcome back to Ways of Old. We picked up where we were discussing, well, Cersei and Ingrid were discussing what else they had in their wagon that could be sold.
My soul. I don't need my soul anymore.
We clearly haven't heard anything to do with the fan. Oh my god. I will ask if he's looking for recreational alchemical substances.
What kind are we talking about?
Just trying to do a drug deal fucking quick.
I mean, are they illegal? Says who? Who's enforcing that?
I think Fistech is considered, if I remember correctly, Fistech is considered a controlled substance.
Anyway. Hallucinogen, Fistech, and Celestine.
Hallucinogen, Fiztech, and what?
Celestine.
Oh, what does Celestine do?
Ba, 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 ba.
I want to point out the picture associated with Fistech really quick. I'm going to post it in our OOC chat.
Celestine, consuming a dose, causes the target to hallucinate colorful lights and pleasant sounds. This makes focusing difficult and imposes a -2 penalty to awareness and any other task that requires focus. This condition ends in 2d10 minutes, but a DC 14 endurance check ends the condition early. Sounds like drugs to me.
I'm interested. Might I see
Well,
the aforementioned
course.
product?
And I have to go get them, so I'll go to my cart.
He follows you to the wagon.
Oh, fine, that's fine.
I don't
Uh,
like that. Am I in full armor now? Am I set,
I
Ramos?
would say, discussion counting. We'll say that you are clasping the last bit on the arms.
I'm going to follow as soon as fucking humanly possible.
You do this.
oh, well, follow me.
Uh,
And
he sees you approaching a wagon. He says, "A merchant yourself."
did I not say I had a shop in Vizima?
Well, yes. You didn't say you were traveling though.
She'll she'll look she'll look down. Yes, traveling.
You do know the city was sacked, right?
I'm aware, but merchants can survive anything, like cockroaches.
That's one way to describe it.
Did you
But
just call
yes,
Cersei a cockroach?
it's okay, dear. No, he didn't.
If I might make a suggestion, he eyes your wagon and says, you may want to spruce up your selling point. It doesn't exactly attract clientele now, does it?
Well, if you must know, this wagon was procured during the sacking from a blacksmith shop that was destroyed. But yes, I do intend on upgrading it.
Ingrid looks very sad in that moment.
He does not seem to notice and says, interesting, a blacksmith's wagon. Quaint. Interesting indeed. Might I make a suggestion?
I'm all ears.
Now, I usually wait until finishing one transaction before beginning the next. However, since we haven't exactly begun the transaction of these alchemical substances, let's say we discuss a deal first. The third wagon gestures to the one that Ingrid was standing inside, by the doors, the open doorways of, where that had the canvas that came out to provide cover, is constantly in a state of flux. We are in the middle of upgrading currently. My brother, you see, points to the dwarf who's now kind of just leaned up against the third wagon. Lost his family some time ago and is no longer in need of such a wagon that houses a family. As such, looking for a conversion, not exactly a downgrade. He looks over at the wagon, yours, and says, however, something like that would suit your needs a bit better. With the two of you traveling, having recently lost your home, and I think may attract better clientele, as we can kind of just hide this one away if you were to make a trade.
Wait, out of character. He wants to trade wagons?
He wants to trade the third wagon he has for the one you have.
Like no extra crown?
He will make a roll and inspect it.
All right.
Storyteller, how many people are surrounding us right now?
Currently, you guys are by the stabling portion, so there's across the street essentially is what you're looking at for the crowd of people.
This is out of character. Do not make him hear me say this. We could axie him.
No, we don't need to axie him. His brain's gonna be soup.
God, I'm just thinking of what we do in the shadows.
Cersei will raise an eyebrow. A trade?
A trade.
Ooh.
You seem to have in your possession what is classified as a merchant's wagon. However, times have changed nowadays. You can construct and if you are traveling on the road, this is meant to be your main point of if you're not trying to waste money at an inn, like me and my family does, you might be looking for something that is more suited to accommodate the two of you. So I would trade you your merchant's wagon for the Elven Gedged over in the distance.
I'll look to Ingrid briefly, and then back to him. I think we have a deal. I think
No,
we
I'm
have a
not.
deal, is what she said. I don't know if you heard me. No.
Ramos?
Excellent.
Oh, okay.
I didn't think you heard me. Cool.
Same about that.
Sorry, I was muted. We will, excellent, perfect. We will have you bring your wagon over to ours. We'll transfer everything over. And, as we transfer, we'll see what else, you might be interested in parting ways with. Lighten the load,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Share the load.
So, you bring the wagon over. Hitching up the horse.
I will say, while Cersei is talking business, Ingrid is she's listening and watching and stuff like that. But she's also going to go ahead and give pretty good a brush because it's been a little bit.
That raises your horse relationship.
Hmm.
Excellent.
I'm pretty sure mine's pretty high with pretty good at this point.
It's probably max.
It's probably pretty good at this point.
Wow.
So, at this point, you trade your wagons for your guys' knowledge. You are trading a merchant's wagon for an elven, that's a crazy word, Gedwich?
Don't
I'll
ask
look
me.
up pronunciation later. Okay.
Good luck. I tried to look up the word when I saw it, and Google just immediately pointed me to Witcher.
I love that. Occupancy of this is 3, which means that it can sleep 3 comfortably, as well as keeping stock and not having to move your items and such around. As well, there are 5 improvement slots. As he said, they were in the process of improving this wagon, so you can go ahead and take a look through the wagon PDF and look at the improvements that can be done for this for a nominal fee.
Okay.
I just opened the OOC chat because remember I also posted a screenshot of all the wagon upgrades as well that we can get. So we can get a deployment chute. Amazing. A deployment chute, front axle assembly, which
That
gives
might be good.
plus to control checks. A hidden compartment, spiked wheels, steel wheels, studded wheels. That's for the undercarriage. For the cover, we have a camouflage option, cover railing, and steel top. Turn the wagon into a mech. Oh my god. Siding, we have barbed siding, hardened siding, iron siding. Oh, like Ironside? Interior, we have secure.
Of course, need to find someone able to apply these upgrades.
Are you telling me this man does not know how to do that for us?
You would need to spend more time here in Dorian, if you'd like.
Oh dear. I'm trying to not do that.
Or travel with his caravan. Make upgrades on the road. But that is a discussion for after you've sold your interesting items. As he's helping you move and transfer the items to a different wagon, there are a few things he points out that he would be very interested in buying. You had brought up the hallucinogen, the fist tech, and the Celestine. He would gladly take those off your hands.
Okay.
At cost.
At cost. It all comes out to 711 crowns.
Oh, Sap's got a point. Can we use the hallucinogenic on him for better prices?
Yes, if you would be able to get him to imbibe while doing business.
The option is simple. We axie him to be like, "Hey, let's celebrate this great
Brain
deal."
soup.
So go ahead and add that to your character sheet, the amount of crown you would get, and then reduce it on the Fox and the Crow wagon document.
Will do.
Just for his name.
Oh, does he have stuff for like a wooden sign?
Aw.
To make a wooden sign.
Yes.
There is in the first wagon some materials that can be used for crafting and such.
Ingrid would like to purchase enough to make a wood sign for the carriage for the wagon.
3 crowns.
How many?
3 crowns.
Axie, let's make this. I'm
Oh
I'm
my
kidding.
god.
And while because I assume this is going to take some time, and since he is already helping her, since they're talking business and shop, and this is way above Ingrid's head, Ingrid is going to try to do something because she knows Cersei's been a little out of sorts due to everything that's happened. And she's going to spend some time in trying to do her best to replicate the Fox and the Crow sign from the Vizima shop, to attach to the wagon.
Excellent. While you do that, again, he points out the items that would be interesting to purchase.
Mm-hmm.
He's interested in your acid solution.
Okay, you can have 3 of them. No, 2. You can have 2 of them.
Agreed.
Alright, so 56 each.
He's interested.
Now I'm starting to see the alchemical hoarder.
You have no idea.
He's interested in all of your Ada's Tomb.
Ooh. That's I could see why. He can have 3 of them. 4 of them, I'll be nice.
5.
5?
5.
Fine. We can make more.
Go ahead.
I see what Ramos is doing here.
Add, I've lost my phone, so I don't have my calculator. As if I don't have a calculator on the computer. So let me make sure that I'm not, let's see, 18 times 5.
I see what he's doing too.
90 crown. Added to your inventory.
Okay.
Reducing the, he's interested in the essentially all of your alchemical substances or the alchemical items. So he's constantly asking what things do and what they would how rare they are. He's interested in those. He's interested in the alchemical adhesive for repair purposes.
Makes sense. I can have 3 of them.
He's willing to pay 20 coin for the alchemical adhesive each.
You said 20?
20 each.
That's fine.
Understood. So add 60 to your coin purse, and then reduce that by 3. Perfect. Let's see. Is interested in your base powder?
Oh. You can have... That's actually really... That could be useful for us. You can have 2 of those.
He's willing to pay 25 for all of it.
Oh. No.
Meaning each. Apologies.
Right. Would he... Alright, what about...
Follow your heart, Cersei.
What about... He can have 4 for 20 each.
Deal.
Okay.
This is like actually amazing business haggling happening right now, and I'm here for it, and also glad I'm not as Ingrid.
So what's that give me? Wait, that's 80. I know some math.
That is 80, yes. He is interested in your cadaverine solution, of which you have 7.
Mm-hmm.
What is that for?
He'd like to purchase 3 of them.
Oh, he could have 3 of those. That's fine.
At cost. So 76 times 3. 228 coin.
Excellent.
So we're not broke.
We're doing real good right now.
You'd like to purchase all of your clotting powder.
All the clotting powder? Oh no, we're probably
22 each.
I see what you're doing. I would like to keep some clotting powder. He could have 3 of them for 20.
Each.
3 for 20 at cost. 3 for at cost.
Ingrid gets hurt. Ingrid gets hurt a lot.
100 crown for all of it.
You must understand we're also in need of first aid on the road.
How much you want?
As generous as it is. 3. Split it down the middle.
Deal. 60 crown.
Okay.
No need for customers. No. He'd like your invisible ink, all of it, for purposes he's not willing to share.
We don't need it.
He can have 4. I'll keep 1 just in case.
Excellent. At cost.
At cost.
So 15 times 4, 60 crown.
Excellent.
With your apprehension of selling clotting powder, he would like to haggle for the numbing herbs.
All of them?
6.
6 of them. That's fine. Yeah.
I chew those.
I chew those. That's
Yum,
going
yum,
to
yum.
be 72 crown.
Okay.
Is that like ibuprofen?
Yeah. Actually, kinda.
Pentagram's
It's
elixir, he would like all of it. So all 3.
Oh, yeah, I missed that one in the drugs for sure. I don't need this.
201 crown.
Okay.
How much crown are we sitting at now on your end?
975.
Sweet.
Perfume potion, all of it. 76 times 4 if you're willing to part with it. 304.
How much?
304 crown.
304.
Those sleeves are epic, by the way.
Thank you.
Can you give us like a full view of the shirt? I really want to see it. Like, it looks really good.
Yeah.
He avoids poisoner's friend and poisonous lip coloring. He doesn't want to give his wife any ideas.
Oh, that looks so good. Oh, that looks really good. I love that.
Very nice.
That corset's really nice too.
Thrifted.
Quick fire. He's
Love it.
not interested in.
Oh.
Smelling salts. Just 1.
That's fine.
25 crown. Sterilizing fluid. He'd like.
I feel like
Oh.
that's going to be handy for us to have.
Of which you have 1.
Yeah, no thank you.
30 crown.
Okay, what does it do? It raises a patient natural. It raises a natural healing by 2 and lessens the number of days it. Oh,
Looking at how hard healing is in general, I think we need it.
friend, we just. I'm traveling with a Witcher. Witchers tend to induce a lot of wounds. Normal people like you and me wouldn't be able to sustain. I need it.
You hear, ow, fucking splinter over.
Perhaps a trade then. You are traveling with a witcher, someone who's inclined to get hurt, correct?
Mm-hmm.
A trade. Coin is cheap, and you're exactly right. This substance would be imperative to the healing of your lovely wife. However, if you're able to provide extra protection, you could avoid having to use this altogether.
Like a helmet, Ingrid?
No. How about armor outside of your outfit,
No.
Cersei?
I'm not sure if you plan to stay in the city or if you plan to travel, but
We're
if you give me
traveling.
time with the recently purchased armor, it can be enhanced.
How much time?
Give me the evening
Oh,
into the morning.
We're leaving in the
that
morning anyway, so we're...
should be fine. That just sets us back a few hours.
That would... I would require a few of these chemical. The cost of my work is not normally in the double digits.
Ah, I see. Okay, well, what are you interested in? What else? Going down the list.
Wives' tears.
Yep.
Can he not get that himself?
Oh, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's okay.
Wives' tears and your sterilizing fluid.
What are
Fine.
wives' tears?
They just make you sober instantly. You can imagine Cersei sold that a lot as a popular item.
I don't doubt it. I'm just laughing at the name.
That's fine by me.
They obviously don't know what a wine mom is.
So,
I'm
the
responsible.
sterilizing fluid and the 3 wives' tears bring you up to 190 crown, and he would be willing to well, actually, it wouldn't bring you up 190 crown. He's going to be upgrading Ingrid's armor.
Works for me.
This is really cool and really interesting. I'm not even lying.
We're sitting at 1304 after all that.
Add 1,000. That's our total.
Right. Excellent. Wait, that doesn't even count what's in my purse. That's just what we got from the
Ooh,
potions.
we're doing good. Let's rob this man
Buy a
blind.
small boat.
Buy a small. We are bringing it back, aren't we? Get a dinghy and see the world. Bet.
Okay.
We're gonna go to Skellige.
Forget the entire plot.
Is it Skellig or Skellige? Because I keep hearing both.
Yeah. Localisms.
If you are willing, what are your plans? What are you and your wife's plans? Are you planning to leave on the morning? Are you traveling? Where are you headed?
We were planning on traveling at dawn to Aretusa.
Well, with your recent sellings, we plan to make our way there as well. Probably a bit slower. We're going to be stopping in every town we can. if you'd like to travel with us, you can also, in exchange for some of these other interesting items, I myself, before I turned to a nobler life of merchant craft, I was a bit of a runesmith.
Oh. Okay.
In exchange for some of your more interesting items, I'd be willing to make some other more interesting enhancements to your wife's armor.
I am not in this conversation, so you are.
Yeah, I was about to say I look to Ingrid, but Ingrid is
No,
leveling up her
I'm.
horse friendship right now.
No, I'm doing something else right now.
Oh, you're doing something. Okay, never mind. No horse friendship.
No, I already got the horse friendship. You only need to do it like once or twice.
That's true. Oh, how many towns are on the way? I don't know off the top of my head. It's been
2.
quite a while. 2?
Mhm.
Would that not attract unwanted attention?
A caravan?
Right.
In these trying times? No, my dear. Many a nomad is going to be on the roads while Nilfgaard makes their invasion.
Fucking war profiteers, man.
She'll look up at the sky, like fiddle with her focus.
This guy having a Tony Stark goatee.
Okay, we'll travel with you. I think it sounds like a perfectly fine deal.
Excellent. I am particularly skilled in crafting. He pulls out what looks like 4 small stones. It says, this is warding, applied to armor. This is mending, also applied to armor. This, the third, is Chernobog, applied to a weapon. And this, I'm not sure if you will have a need for this.
What is it?
This is Velis. Constructs, applied to a weapon, turns it into a greater focus.
Huh. I might, and I'll actually pull out the crow's talon.
Then we have some trade to do along the way.
Absolutely, we do.
The upgradable weapons. These are definitely relic weapons.
If that is all that you're willing to part with at the moment, he looks over kind of the rest of your stock, as it were. Says, we can discuss along the road as we make these enhancements to your wife's armor and to your weapon as well. I did say that your wagon could use a bit of upgrades. I'll be applying. My family will be applying some refreshing upgrades to the wagon we've traded. If you were interested, we may do the same for you for a nominal fee, of course.
Of course.
I do have a suggestion, Luna, out of character since I am not in this one. We should probably get a hidden compartment, considering the fact that we know what's going to be happening to witches and sorceresses moving forward.
All right. You know what? I think that sounds like this is going to be a very lucrative and positive experience for both of us.
I couldn't agree more.
Aren't you glad he likes us?
Aren't you glad I came and he doesn't have brain soup?
He wouldn't have been brain souped. It doesn't work like that. I don't think. We could test it out.
Oh my god.
So, For the time being, trading is done. For the time being, items have been sold. Out of curiosity, what does that bring your crown count to? For both of you.
Okay, give me one moment.
So right now I am sitting at 1,080 crowns.
Good.
I would like.
I am at 2,367.
Jesus Christ.
2,367.
It's about to be more. But what was I gonna say? I would like, for reference, everybody to know that Ingrid started this campaign with 6,000 crowns.
Throwing it out.
No, I'm spending it wisely.
Mm-hmm.
So, this whole exchange takes you into the afternoon only. The rest of the day is yours.
How did my crafting go? How did my thingy go with making the sign?
Let's find out. Crafting craft, please.
Crafting craft.
We didn't bring the artisan tools. See, we don't have paintbrushes.
So
I am making no. I'm literally making do. Like, if they have it for sale, I'm buying it. That's what I was trying to get at, Ramos.
Oh, I see. I see.
So I'm gonna I'm literally trying to do whatever I can to make this sign, and even like.
So if you'd like to buy the kit that would help you with this, that's going to cost you. Where did it go?
1,080 gold or crowns.
No, I don't.
You did tell me your goal was to make me bring down my crown count.
I mean, I think we've done that.
I think I did that myself.
However, I knew it was going to end up ultimately happening. We're gonna call this 55 crown.
That's fine.
So go ahead and reduce that. You now have there's no actual just kit for what you're trying to do. So we're gonna file this under fine arts. The fine arts for the cost. And a blend of crafting and fine arts being sort of like a hammer, nails. Paint.
Okay. Literally just buying what I need when I realize that I need it.
Mm-hmm.
As Cersei's doing all this, because I assume like this whole conversation between her and what was his name? Let me look at the thing. Thaland. Took a while, so I gotta keep myself busy. You said crafting craft?
Please.
Dice gods. That explodes. It's 10 plus 9. 10 plus 9, and it's 19, 21, 22. All right, I have nothing in craft, so it's 22.
22. You managed to make a pretty decent sign.
I did my best. It looks pretty. I think it looks pretty. Once it's finished, she is going to go to Cersei, hiding it behind her back as best as she can. Cersei. I know things have been rough, and I am not fantastic at this, but I figured this might help, and she's going to show you the sign that she made.
It's well done. It's not carved into the wood as your previous sign was. Doesn't have the ornate fox or the ornate crow that were a part of it, but yet not a part of this simple blank square that you previously had. But it is painted. It is well done in a surprisingly elegant script.
Cersei, throughout this conversation with the dwarf, she kind of put on a mask and fell back into old habits, but with this, she is kind of jaw-dropped and speechless. As she takes it and stares at it.
I can place it anywhere in the cart that you wish it to be. You're the business woman, after all, so wherever you want it to. I figured you could have a little bit of home with you while we're away.
It's perfect. Thank you.
I'm glad. I'm glad.
Elodie would love it.
I believe so. Yes. Now, where do you want it?
And she'll point out where it would go.
Okay.
I don't know where it would go.
Ingrid is going to take some time and attempt to affix it to the wagon.
You do this. Doesn't take too long. But it's done. Where would you like it placed?
Probably. I don't know where signs on merchant wagons usually go.
I have an idea. What kind of top is this on this? Is it a canvas top, the same as the other one, or is it a solid top?
This would
Because
be
I can't remember.
canvas as well. You would need to the solid the iron at the very least is an upgrade. So I'll call this a mixture blend of wood and canvas.
Okay. It's not going to look perfect, but kind of like having a 2x4 affixed to one side of it, probably the dominant side, whichever looks like it would be the side where you want to be pedaling from.
Yeah.
She's going to affix it like a hanging sign from that.
Okay. Perfect. Cersei would just look on while you're working. Just happy.
She's got to fix some of the damage that she did. She was the one that burnt down your old shop.
Well, they were gonna do it anyway.
Yeah. To be fair, we left a body in that place, so they might. So depending on how burnt it got, which I hope I covered it enough, they might think it's you.
Fair.
Storyteller looks very engrossed.
So, I'm assuming I've left your armor with the dwarves to make their upgrades.
I'm going to have to purchase common clothes.
They do have a number of sort of general items in the first cart where you originally had grabbed the wood and such. It's more of a seems like they've organized this in a cart by cart type of way. You can certainly purchase common clothes. We'll call it 2 crown.
Okay. Yeah, and it's going to be simple dark brown trousers, white open V-shirt, tunic kind of situation. Kind of taking a little, like, I assume there was a couple of options on there, and she would have probably, having learned the lesson that Cersei taught her, get a shirt which collar shows off her neck area. Wow, my brain just froze there. I'm so sorry. Clavicle. There we go.
It's a fun word.
It is. And then she's gonna, having given her armor, is now wearing that outfit with a sword strapped to her back, neck bones. She's going to walk over to Cersei with a pouch in her hand and say, "With us doing this together, with us sticking together, you are more of the businesswoman than I could ever be, or ever want to be. And it seems right to pool our resources. So I would like you to hold on to this, and it's a sack of 1,000 crowns.
What if we get separated?
I'll make my way.
Okay.
You're better with coin than me.
I'll probably hide this somewhere. But you're right.
Yes. And by the way, what is our plan?
Well, plan has changed. We're going to be traveling in a merchant's caravan all the way to Aretusa. But in exchange, your armor is getting upgraded magically.
Okay, the look that Cersei had when she saw the sign, just like that emotional shock kind of just comes across her face a little bit. You're getting my armor upgraded.
Mm-hmm. All I have to do is travel, probably sell more of my things, and a fee, but it's doable.
As Cersei's talking, Ingrid just hugs her.
She'll hug her back. First time
Yay!
since bad things have happened.
Friendship points increase.
Cersei, retroactively, I'd like you to roll. We're gonna call this.
I was gonna say risky standard. That's the wrong game.
Let's call this. There's nothing for history. I'm gonna lose my mind. Intelligence education, please.
I like that roll.
You are smart. I didn't mean to say that as a question. That was meant to be you are smart, like a statement.
21. Wait, just kidding. Not 21. I was looking at the wrong stat. Oh no, it is 21. Okay, now we're good.
Excellent. You seemed tentative whenever you spoke and said that you were going to get Ingrid's armor enhanced magically. At Aretusa, you would have learned of what the merchant was speaking of. Glyphs and runes are a lost art. It is indeed a magical enhancement. He's going to be inscribing these magical runes and glyphs onto weapons and armor in order to apply certain magical effects, certain different resistances, features, and traits. It is incredibly rare that a runesmith still exists. You can still find runes and have them applied. Certain master smiths can still apply them. If he's able to make his own runes and keep a steady supply, that's incredibly rare.
And he's a seedy war profiteer.
He's my new favorite.
R.I.P. Vasold.
Oh, I'm pretty sure at
Literally.
this point. Because we forgot to go for him.
Forget? Anyway.
What? He made you out your outfits.
It was a really rough night. Left a lot of people.
Yeah, that's true. We lost a blacksmith he probably died in a panic too, which is like the worst possible thing. He didn't even get good sleep the night before.
No. Tracy will kind of look over while I'm sure Fallon is like doing his thing with other people or talking to his family or whatever. And she'll just say, I think this is the first stroke of luck we've had in a very long time.
I would agree. The last stroke of luck that I would say that I would have would be seeing you again and meeting Nyoka.
I was gonna say when Nyoka dispatched the vampire mage.
Oh, that too. That too. A lot of things happened.
Yeah.
It has been a mesh of a few
Yeah.
days. How long has it been, Storyteller,
Yeah,
since
how long have we
session
been in
one?
this game?
If you look at the in our Discord on for the story guide or for the GM, you can see the exact date. It is now. The date should be up to date.
I just don't remember when we started.
It is early May 1271. You guys started. It has been late March. You guys started late March.
Oh no, there it is. It did say, Edges did say March, so a couple months now.
Mm.
Holy cow!
Yeah. Crazy couple of months.
And she's going to hug Cersei again. Well, I would say she's going to look a few ways. How many people are like in the area to watch something to like see us?
You guys have a wagon now. You guys don't need to be seen by anybody.
She's just gonna hug Cersei and say, "I'm sorry, I failed us, and we will get Elodie back."
You didn't.
She tenses up.
You didn't. She'll like pull back, still holding Ingrid's arms, but looking her in the eyes. You didn't fail anybody. We were we were all equally in over our head.
Gonna nod a few times. She definitely doesn't believe it at this moment.
Well, can't do much about that. Seriously, you're fine. You're fine.
Thank you. She's gonna take a breath. She's gonna pat Cersei's shoulder. Okay, I'm not gonna make her say that. I was gonna say at least things can't get worse.
Things can get so much worse. Things can get so much worse.
But what she's gonna say is, "This is a good start. This is. Will we be safe at safer at Aretusa?"
In some ways.
I ask that you prepare me for anything that we might experience there. I have dealt with sorceresses and mages before, but not more than one at a time. So this will be a new experience. And I'm still reading that book.
Yeah. I'll definitely get you up to speed on the ride there.
I appreciate it.
You both have paid for a room tonight. The day is still yours. It's only afternoon.
Dinner?
It's only afternoon.
Oh,
I did everything I set out to do.
same.
I guess Cersei would probably spend up until evening. She'll back over at the hospice, providing her services.
Say for Ingrid, then in that case, she's going to. I think I mentioned it in the last session, but she's going to spend some time teaching the local guard some techniques of the bear school for self-defense.
Understood. Cersei, you are eventually approached by the merchant once more. Thalon comes to you and says, for clarification, these enhancements made to the mundane enhancements made to your wife's armor, did you want it applied to the legs as well? That would be an extra cost. It does take some material, some time.
Sure.
then I'm afraid it'll set you back 195 crowns more. Is that acceptable?
That's perfectly fine. For her safety.
I'll get on it right away.
195, I can do
Teardrop.
that.
The afternoon crests into evening. Evening crests into night. Do you stay at the inn or in your newfound wagon?
I'd stay at the inn.
Yeah, we already paid for the inn room.
Indeed. There is a ruckus in the night as you are both laying down for sleep. You can hear someone knocking on doors along the hall. Sorry, I didn't mean to bother you. Wrong room. This repeats over and over.
I don't like that.
Ingrid is probably already up near the door with a sword in hand.
Finally, your room is knocked down.
Do you want to? Ingrid is gonna look to Cersei and basically just get like, do you want to answer it or me? Ingrid, still wearing her common clothes, but having her steel sword in hand, opens the door. Yes? You're muted.
See Thaland with an arms full of the armor that you had left with him, Ingrid, and says, sorry, finally the right room. If I'm being honest, I was so excited to get back to something that I thought I had lost interest in that I've completed this a bit early. Thought I'd make a delivery this evening. I was hoping you were still up. I didn't wake you, did I?
No, you're fine.
It is perfectly acceptable. Ooh, the armor. What has been done to it, if I may ask?
I've strengthened it. You won't have any increase in your encumbrance at all, but it does provide a bit more protection for you. The only thing that I'm afraid I'm unfamiliar on how to protect against more fervently is bludgeoning. Maces, mauls. I don't think there's really, unless you want to add more padding, which adds more of makes you bulkier. But
I am
piercing
perfectly
and slashing,
fine.
you'll have a bit of more of resistance to.
I appreciate it greatly.
Mechanically
this
speaking, Ingrid, for your knowledge, I'm not sure if there's a slot for your sheet that says like armor enhancements. But for this, you have +5 SP to both pieces of the armor, the torso and the legs.
Sweet, that brings me to 30 each. Holy crap.
You also have a resistance to slashing and piercing.
I'm just writing it in notes for it. Wow, yeah, I am going full tank now. Let's do it. She's going to...
Paid a lot of money for a tank.
Thank you, Cersei. I appreciate you. And she's going to lay the armor out on the bed, kind of inspecting it a little quickly and stuff.
Fallon is still standing in the doorway, kind of watching you inspect.
This is... Does the quality of the enhancements that I can tell look amazing? Look good?
You can tell it's definitely sturdier.
This is so much better. This is fine work. Thank you, Thaland.
The pleasure's all mine. Were you heading to sleep?
Or winding down. Why?
Well, he reaches his back. On his belt is a wineskin. He pulls it off and says, "I'm just going to propose a toast to our new partnership. But if you're sleeping, I don't want to impose."
I could go for a drink.
He whistles. His brother, his wife, storm in with glasses and bottles of wine, as well as lanterns. They begin to light the candles in your room. It is a impromptu sort of celebration for a new partnership and a new member of the caravan, if however temporary it might be.
Oh,
I love that. That's fantastic. How great's the alcohol?
They may
Did he
have
pull out the?
blended some of the hallucinogen into the
oh,
wine.
perfect.
Oh, this is gonna be a fun night.
The the inn is loud, disturbing many of the other patrons. Some of them come in and knock at the door asking for it to quiet down. Thaland insists that they will quiet down for some, and so for some he invites in and offers them a glass and before sending them on their way. This is the scene we close on as we close tonight's session of Wastefold. Well done, everyone.
Yay!
This is very good.
Shopping episode.
Shopping episode, and Cersei got her shop back.
Like how it used to be, actually, before Vizima.
Mobile shop.
I got cool armor. I'm not gonna be squishy. You got a cool cloak, so you're not as squishy.
Cloak.
You got a hobbit cloak.
Because I keep cutting it close the past couple of Mondays, let's have everyone let's do some promo stuff. Seriously.
Hi. Excuse me. I'm Luna, or Druid by Night. I stream at Druid by Night on weekdays and Gehenna Gaming on Tuesdays. You can find me as Druid by Night on TikTok, X. It's Twitter. Will always be Twitter, and Instagram. And you should watch Are We Dead Yet on YouTube. I've been Cersei.
Thank you so much, Ingrid.
Hi, I am. Oh, camera over here this time. Hi, I am the Azure Butterfly, Azure for short, or simply Rachel. Faye Butterfly on the internet, usually a VTuber, but also CamTuber now too. You can find me over at the AzureButterfly.ttv and on all the social media at the Azure Butter One. I am trying to find a Twitter alternative, or yeah, we'll see how that goes. You can find X Force. X gonna give it to you.
So much.
Yeah, it's bad. You can find me on my channel over on the Azure Butterfly to TTV Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Well, actually, no, Tuesdays and Wednesdays and maybe Saturdays moving forward. I forgot my schedule's changing. And then Thursdays and Fridays, you can find me over here on the Rolling Nomads playing some horror content, either solo or with one or both of these lovely folks. I do have an announcement that I want to make official. I'm taking part in a Vampire the Masquerade actual play as well now. That's going to be on Mondays as well. So my Mondays are very busy now. So that's going to be from 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Gives me enough time in between to change and get ready and stuff. But yeah, find me on that starting next week.
Wow.
That's me.
Excellent. We very much appreciate you guys for joining us, as well as you all for watching. We have been the Rolling Nomads. You can find us on. I'm gonna keep calling it Twitter until the Muskrat changes it. Changes the button that says tweet away from tweet.
To Zeet.
To Zeet. Sounds gross, honestly.
He's actively trying to kill this platform, just like Blizzard is actively trying to kill Diablo with the patch.
That's crazy.
That's wild.
Yeah, so you can find us over on Twitter at _RollingNomads. It's where you can get up to date with our late starts, our scheduling program right now, as well as we have a Threads. I suppose that we'll start using it.
Threads is a thing.
Yeah, if we're gonna switch to calling it X, I'm not 13 anymore. I don't need to be a part of an
XX _ Rolling Nomads _ XX.
Yeah, so find us on Twitter currently. We'll link our threads in a pinned post very shortly. Yeah, that's where you can find us for our updates, our late starts, our scheduled programming, all the good stuff. As well as you can find us over on YouTube, youtube.com/Rolling Nomads, where you can find these episodes, anything you might have missed. Yeah, and right here on twitch.tv/rolling is where we are for our schedule. I need to update our schedule, tweak some things. That's us in a handbasket. I gotta get ready for work, so thank you guys for playing. Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you for running the game.
Absolutely.
Thank you for running the game.
Always a pleasure. We'll stick around, of course. We're gonna raid somebody, most likely Fiery Ashes. They're right now. They're live. Looks like they're just chatting, talking about their sponsor for Star Trek and stuff, for the game that they've just finished up. Yeah, that's us in a handbasket. Stick around for the raid. What is this? What? No, I'm not. You know what? I'll deal with social media later. Stick around for the raid. We'll see you guys next Monday. Same time, same place, same heroes. See you then.